People sleep peaceably in their beds at night only because rough men stand ready to do violence on their behalf. Happiness can exist only in acceptance. Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. If you want a vision of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. The very concept of objective truth is fading out of the world. Lies will pass into history. Each generation imagines itself to be more intelligent than the one that went before it, and wiser than the one that comes after it. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. Serious sport has nothing to do with fair play. It is bound up with hatred, jealousy, boastfulness, disregard of all rules, and sadistic pleasure in witnessing violence. In other words, it is war minus the shooting. Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4. If that is granted, all else follows. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. To survive, it is often necessary to fight, and to fight you have to dirty yourself. Sometimes the first duty of intelligent men is the restatement of the obvious. The great enemy of clear language is insincerity. When there is a gap between one's real and one's declared aims, one turns, as it were, instinctively to long words and exhausted idioms, like a cuttlefish squirting out ink. Power is not a means, it is an end. One does not establish a dictatorship in order to safeguard a revolution. One makes the revolution in order to establish the dictatorship. The essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection. Man is the only creature that consumes without producing. He does not give milk, he does not lay eggs, he is too weak to pull the plow, he cannot run fast enough to catch rabbits. Yet he is lord of all the animals. In our age there is no such thing as keeping out of politics. All issues are political issues, and politics itself is a mass of lies, evasions, folly, hatred, and schizophrenia. Nationalism is power hunger tempered by self-deception. All the war propaganda, all the screaming and lies and hatred, comes invariably from people who are not fighting. Progress is not an illusion, it happens, but it is slow and invariably disappointing. The nationalist not only does not disapprove of atrocities committed by his own side, but he has a remarkable capacity for not even hearing about them. There are some ideas so wrong that only a very intelligent person could believe in them. The essential act of war is destruction, not necessarily of human lives, but of the products of human labor. What can you do against a lunatic who is more intelligent than yourself, who gives your arguments a fair hearing and then simply persists in his lunacy? We have now sunk to a depth at which restatement of the obvious is the first duty of intelligent men. No advance in wealth, no softening of manners, no reform or revolution has ever brought human equality a millimeter nearer. Men are only as good as their technical development allows them to be. The intellectual is different from the ordinary man, but only in certain sections of his personality, and even then not all the time. Political chaos is connected with the decay of language. One can probably bring about some improvement by starting at the verbal end. We may find in the long run that tin food is a deadlier weapon than the machine gun. I doubt whether classical education ever has been or can be successfully carried out without corporal punishment. Most people get a fair amount of fun out of their lives, but on balance life is suffering, and only the very young or the very foolish imagine otherwise. Patriotism is usually stronger than class hatred, and always stronger than internationalism. War against a foreign country only happens when the moneyed classes think they are going to profit from it. Society has always to demand a little more from human beings than it will get in practice. Early in life I had noticed that no event is ever correctly reported in a newspaper. Myths which are believed and tend to become true. George Orwell was an English novelist, essayist, journalist, and critic. His teaching gives us deeper knowledge about life and society.